Cool. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. Definitely excited to get together and kind of hopefully take some questions from people about the new platform, because there's obviously a lot of stuff to see that might be new to you if you haven't had a chance to get in and dive in and create links or anything like that yet. Wanted to cover some of the more important areas, including how to how to build a custom link, where to find banners and text links, where to access the product data feed, some of the product tools, and some of the reporting as well. And if there's any questions from there, we'll go ahead and take those on, just around the migration and kind of what's going on, and what the timelines are looking like for wrapping up the migration, because it's coming quick. So if you're a current affiliate on ShareASale and you haven't started migrating your links over yet, you're definitely going to want to do that, because we're closing out like next Friday, so you got a week. But it looks like, from taking a look at sales over there, it looks like things are pretty much winding down for Fanatics and Fans Edge and Lids and the league stores. So that stuff all looks to be winding down pretty nicely. So people seem to be jumping over onto the new platform. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and get started. I want to take some of the more common, kind of most used linking tools first, and some ways that people that are doing promotion on social media and stuff like that can get some short links that are quick and easy to use and kind of make sense. And we'll start with those, and we'll go from there. And if you ever have any questions, just pipe in. It's totally an open forum. So if you wanted me to do anything specifically, by all means, let me know. And looks like Joe's here too. So if you have any questions for Joe or myself, between the two of us, we can probably help you out. I see Karen Garcia is on here too. Another 20-year plus affiliate manager. So we got some experience on the call.
And she's smarter than both of Wade and I put together.
Definitely. So. I will fully admit that. Okay.
I feel like
so
I need that in writing.
Okay, so we'll start off with the custom linking with Create a Link. And this is one that I like this tool that's on board. They have a couple of ways you can create custom links, one of them being with this onboard tool, the other one being with a Chrome add-on. The Chrome add-on is cool, but right now the Chrome add-on doesn't do a short link, and it doesn't do a vanity link, and I'm trying to work with Impact on getting that added, because having a big, long, ugly link that you're going to share out on social media makes no sense. So we're going to see if they can get that button down. But for now, the one that's on board in the login, I think it makes the most sense. So what I want to do first is go ahead and, let's say I want to link to this t-shirts page. All I need to do, go in here, grab the URL. One thing that I will do is, sometimes if you come in from our front page, you're going to pick up a lot of external or kind of additional tracking. So I'll go back to the front page, and let's say I click on a link here. Sometimes you'll see a query string up here with question mark and a bunch of numerical, alphanumerical gibberish. When you're setting these links up, go ahead and clean that stuff up. So anything after the question mark doesn't need to be there. It's just internal tracking. It can actually confuse reporting a little bit, so kind of filter that out. If I wanted to create a link to that page, if you're working with multiple programs, you're going to see there's a drop down here for the different brands that you're working with. In this case, I'm working with Fanatics. All I do is copy and paste the landing page in there. And if I wanted to add sub-ID tracking, so I can track different campaigns or different placements, I can do that here. And so I can put in up to 3 different sub-IDs, or I can put in a shared ID. Difference between a sub-ID and a shared ID is a sub-ID is visible only to you. If it's something that for some reason needs to be visible to both your side and our side of the equation, you could use a shared ID. So in this case, I'll just do it as a sub-ID. We'll call it t-shirts for the sub-ID, and click create. Okay, you're going to see it says generated. We got a link down here, but it doesn't really mean anything. It's just got kind of a generic alphanumerical string there. If I wanted to make that something that makes a little bit more sense, what I can do is click on the little pencil here, and we're going to change that to t-shirts, and then click the little green check mark. Okay, at that point, this is a link that I can then share out. Relatively short, relatively social media friendly, has an extension on there that makes some sense. You have some options from here that they give you. Number one, you can share out to Facebook. I don't recommend doing it this way. Anytime you share out to Facebook and try to do it through an affiliate link, it's going to try to load the image up through that link, and it's not going to look good. Facebook kind of mangles those things. It takes them out of ratio, cuts the top and the bottom off. It's just not the way that you want to go. The way that I recommend that people go about this is save the image to your laptop or to your desktop, upload it as a photo, write your own little sales blurb, including your FTC compliance statement, and then letting people know that this is in fact a link you're going to get paid for. If you do that right, you can use that as a call to action and do your disclosure all at the same time, and then close it out with this short link. Pretty easy to do, pretty painless. And when you do that, it's going to actually load the images up. They're going to look good. People are going to see the full image. They're going to see your sales blurb. They're going to see your wonderful copy. They're going to want to support what you're doing on Facebook, and so they're going to shop through your link, and you're going to make money. Twitter actually works okay. You can share it straight out to Twitter just by clicking on this. It's going to fire up if you've got your Twitter logon integrated. It's just going to fire up. You're going to be able to write your blurb, share that out. You'll be fine. Impact just added another feature here. If you're doing anything that's offline, if you're doing like posters or anything like that, you can actually do a QR code as well. So you just fire that up and it shoots a QR code out that's going to link back to that page. So pretty cool stuff as far as creating deep links, and totally recommend this one. I demo this thing a lot, and so I recommend that using this if you're going to be sharing out to social media. Okay, let's take a look at one more thing that's associated with this feature. There is a list of the vanity links that you've created, and so you can click on that. And this is going to show you all of the vanity links that you have created. If you are somebody who does a lot of social media promotion that's using a lot of vanity links, get in touch with Joe or myself because Impact does have some hard caps on how many they allow affiliates to have active. You can go through and you can clear these out if you want to make more room, but if you don't want to do that, just let us know. We'll have them lift the restriction on your account so that you can go out there and create as many as you want. As you can see, it's going to tell you which campaign the vanity URL is associated with. It's also going to show you the landing page that the traffic is going to, the vanity URL, and if you set up any metadata, any of those sub IDs or shared IDs, it's going to show you what you had there as well. You can also go in there, you can edit those, you can delete them if you want. So any questions on the vanity URLs? Cool. If you have any questions, just pop in, no big deal. So let's take a look at other ad-related features. The basics, text links, banner ads. If people have talked to me lately, they'll know that I'm not a big fan of banner ads, at least if you want to make sales with them. They can work in some situations. We see some results for banners if you use them in conjunction with some copy and some text links, like around a hot market, like a Super Bowl or something like that. It doesn't hurt to show off that product. But where we're seeing most of our sales coming through is product links and text links. And so, highly recommend that people think way more about how do I leverage product links and product images, and how do I write copy that sells product and include text links versus slapping a bunch of banners up on your site. Because if your whole strategy is I'm going to put banners on my site, you're wasting your time. You're not going to make a lot of money. So don't think about that as your primary means of generating revenue. It's just not a thing. It hasn't been since, I don't know. Karen, what do you think, of 99, 2001?
Yeah, probably. About that
time. So in any case, not a big banner fan. We do have banners in there. We're going to be sharply reducing the number of banners we do across most of our programs. I'm probably going to have maybe 3 or 4 sizes for most teams. If there's bigger events like Super Bowls and stuff like that, we might do some more, but we're going to stick to some of the more commonly used sizes. Try to make sure we can have as much coverage as we can on the teams, and at the same time not completely wearing out our designers. But if you need anything, you can certainly request it, and we'll probably work with you. So to find a link of any kind, pretty easy to use interface, but it's got some quirks. And so if you are looking for an ad for a particular team, there is a search box here that you can use that will let you search by either the ID of the ad, the name of the ad, or a label. A label is kind of like a tag. And so if I wanted, for instance, to search out, let's say, Alabama ads, okay? I have a brand drop down here, so I can restrict that to just Fanatics if I want to, or I can have it search for all brands. I can check off an ad type that I want to use, or I can just leave it open. I also have deal types that I can search for. In this case, I'm just going to unclick everything, clear all, and it's going to return anything that has the word Alabama in it. Okay, so if I find what I want, click on Get Code, and if you want ready to use HTML code, it's right up there. Copy and paste it, off you go. If you want a raw URL, it's right there. If you want to add sub IDs or shared ID, you can do that just by clicking the link there. If you wanted to change the landing page, you can do it in there as well. This option in there for serving this ad securely, kind of irrelevant now. They're flipping over everything to be secured because of some Google restrictions on that. So everything will be secured link-wise. And that's a text link. Banner ads, very much the same thing. And they're going to give you the code ready to use. If you want to customize, click on Customize Code. You can add your sub IDs, change your destinations, all that stuff. So banners, text links, pretty easy. Any questions on banners or text links? Cool. If you want to find deal-specific links, this is one area where I've got a little bit of work that we want to do with Impact because I think that the platform drops the ball a little bit on this spot, but in the end, it's workable. You have this deal type drop down up here, or this filter. I'm going to go ahead and clear. Oops. I'm going to go ahead and clear out my search box here, and under the deal type, I'm just going to click General Sale, and let's go Free Shipping. Then I'm going to search. Okay, and it's going to give me a couple things. Number one, we got a military discount program here. So the military discount link is there. It's going to take people to the page that tells people how the military discount program works, where they have to verify through ID.me, which is a third party that we work with to do discounts for military and first responders. And so if you wanted to use this promo, you can click Get Code, same as everything else. If there's a coupon, here's the link that goes to that page. If you want to use, just call out the coupon. If there's a coupon code associated, it's going to be right there. You're going to have the active dates that are going to be displayed here as well. And so that's where you find the coupons and deals, just using this drop down. Okay, any questions on coupons and deals? Awesome. Okay, if there are people out there that are data feed people, where you're going to find your data feeds for your links for downloading your feeds are going to be in here under product catalogs. And if I come in here, let's see, I have NFL shop specified, so we'll just use that for the example. So it tells you what the brand is, how many products, when was it last updated, and we update daily. Type of feed, it's a retail feed, and then you can, if you want to take action, you can view details. Okay, from here, you've got your download link by FTP, where you can download by your browser. If you want to access this via the API, you can do that. You have to request API access from Impact to get that approved. If you do apply for API access, shoot Joe or myself a note so we can let the team at Impact know that you're applying so they can expedite that. Otherwise, the process can take a little bit of time to get it approved. But if they know that somebody's waiting on it that's working with us, they'll get it approved quickly. So that's where you would access the actual feed if what you're looking to do is to download the feed and then manipulate it on your side. If you're looking to access product links, click on products up on the top. And this is where it actually makes the feed useful to people who don't know how to work with APIs and data feeds. Okay, in this case, which one do we have here? It's like Blizzard Gear Store. Just a second, my dogs are going to go nuts. So if you wanted to access product links, it's going to go, it's thinking here, it's ingesting the section of the feed. And it's going to display the products that are in that store. And then there's a search box up here. And so we could do, I don't know if my terms are right, Karen, or be statue or figurine, or what's going to get me results. Let's see here.
I believe statue should be fine. Sorry, I was muted.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so it's going through searching the data feed for statues. See what it comes back with. Okay, so it's got some results. Okay, it's got image, obviously, telling where it's coming from. It's got the product name in here. It's got the price, including the original price and the markdown. If I wanted to, there's a few things I can do here. Number one, I can save these things as favorites. So I actually kind of start to build a list of the favorite products that I can then download into a CSV, later if I need it, and put it up on the site. I could also create individual product links. So if I wanted to do that, I can click on here. Gives me some information, what store is it from, name of the product, what kind of discounts there, what the landing page is, what the payout is that's involved. I can make it a favorite to deal with later, or I can get a link. Some options in terms of linking. If I wanted just to get a direct link that goes straight back to the product, I can grab the tracking link there. I can even shorten that link. See here. I can share out to Facebook or Twitter from there. If I want the image embed, I can just grab this code right here and put it into my site. If I wanted to add sub-IDs, shared IDs, I can do that down there as well. Just click Update Link and Code. It'll insert those in there. And that is product linking. But if I wanted to, let's say I wanted to favorite it, you can then go up and you can build a list of favorites. I'll go through, load it up a little bit. And click on favorites, and it's going to parse that list out for you. Okay, and then from here, if I wanted to select all, I can download those into a CSV. So if I'm somebody that's working with the data feed to power a widget or something like that, or just to load up my site, I could use that. There are some filters. So availability, what store something's coming from, what discount rates involved, price ranges, categories. The categories tend to fall along the Google feed, like PLA feed format. And labels. I can't get down to that. So that is products. Do we have any questions on linking at all? Reporting. So the reporting in Impact is actually, I think, one of their strong points. There's a lot of reporting available by default, and then you can also you can customize some things as well. So if I want to see what I've got earned, I can go into Action Earnings Details. I can also break down performance by ad, performance by brand, performance by product, performance by day. You can get a sub-ID report in there. I don't run anything through this other than just demos, so I don't have any data that I can show you, unfortunately. Action listing is going to be kind of the raw list of all the actions that you've generated. And there's going to be a couple of things to note on here when you're going through trying to find to build out your list of actions. If you want to see the most recent actions that you've generated, you're going to want to go with the pending. Approved are going to be the ones that have gone through the review process, that have sat for a month and cleared the review process, where we're taking out anything that's canceled or modifying the order size or anything like that. So the approved ones are the ones that are going to be ready to get paid on. The pending ones are going to be ones that are relatively recent, haven't gone through the review window, and reversed are going to be anything that's canceled. With all these, you can go through, you can filter by brand, you can go by whatever the brand offer is. Action types are all going to be sales. You can filter by promo code if you wanted to go and see what was working with a particular promo code, or you can go and search out by a specific action ID. You can get product info or product SKU info, referral dates. I mean, there's an original sale amount. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there that you can get access to, and then you just click on the search to go ahead and generate the report. If you are an API junkie, like I know Karen on the call and Joel, you guys are API junkies. One thing that's kind of cool about the reporting and impact is that they do offer a link up here to the API call for a particular report. So if you like to ingest your stuff that way, that's one way you can do it. You can also, of course, download PDF, XLS, CSV, where you can set up an email to get that report regularly. So
and one thing to keep in mind on the reporting is there's usually about a 2-hour delay before you will actually see numbers. So don't go posting a link and then looking right away for the sales to come in, because like I said, there's usually a little bit of a delay.
Yeah.
The sales are all tracking and everything's working fine there, but you just won't see it in your reports.
Yeah, and where you'll want to look first is going to be that action listing. Because if you do the action listing and look for those pending, that's the first place those are going to start to pop up. And we've seen it be anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours, depending on what the kind of server load is. Okay, and yes, you can get a report. So as far as getting a report on, the question is, can you please confirm that we get a report on sales by each vanity link? Yes and no. So if you build a vanity link and you use those sub IDs, like we showed you, or the shared IDs, you can get tracking by those sub IDs or by the shared ID that you use. So make sure that when you're building out those vanity links, that you are clicking that advanced link feature, adding a sub ID or a shared ID, and then you can access that report in the performance by sub ID. That take care of you, Steve?
Yes. Yes.
Cool.
No, thank you.
No problem. Yeah, that was a good question that came up a couple of days ago that we bounced off the impact guys, and they said, well, it can. Any other questions? So in terms of stuff that's hot right now, Joe, you want to take people into what's selling lately?
Sure. A few different things that have been doing well. One with the Last Dance documentary airing on ESPN. All the Jordan stuff has been popular. This morning we just launched the 2 rookie jerseys for him, the red with the script Chicago on it and the white that just says Bulls on it. And those have been selling well so far this morning. They are $300, so it's not for everybody. But Jordan fans and NBA fans have been excited about that so far. Another big thing we have is face coverings. We have them for MLB, NBA, NHL, and NFL right now, and MLS. And we have a few colleges that are up and live. And the affiliates that we've seen push these, we've seen some great results from some of the bigger media publishers. We've seen great results from some team bloggers and social media people. They range anywhere from $15 up to $25. So they're a low enough price point where people can buy them, and it's not going to empty their bank accounts like a $300 Jordan jersey might. A couple things to keep in mind on those is they are face coverings. They're not face masks. Our lawyers get twitchy when we start calling them face masks. They're not designed for medical professionals. They're not designed to protect you from anything. They're not N95. They're just a standard face covering that you would wear when you go to the grocery store or anything like that. But they've been selling well. We've been selling thousands and thousands of them every day. So if you have any team-focused content, I'd definitely get some links out on there, put them on your Facebook page, put them on your Twitter account. Even if you just have personal accounts, the people reading your stuff are fans. So it's not going to hurt to throw a link to those out there. NFL draft jerseys have been selling strong. Joe Burrow, he was our best-selling rookie ever, and he's a Bengal. So I think fans are just dying for anything they can get their hands on right now. But Burrow has sold well. CeeDee Lamb for the Cowboys. Tua for the Dolphins has been a good seller. Justin Herbert for the Chargers has been strong. So a lot of the first rounders, we have the jerseys up for a lot of them. A lot of them have their numbers already. So we're getting those all updated. There's also an NFL charity shirt we have. Stronger Together is the design on it, and it's fairly simple, fairly basic design. But we've seen some good sales on those, and there's a charity component there. And speaking of charity, we have our All-In Challenge. These items aren't commissionable. We aren't paying commissions on those, but it's a great way to drive people to the site, and then they buy other stuff. We've seen a pretty good chunk of sales come in from people coming to the charity site and then making a purchase. But there's items on there like you can get eaten by a dinosaur in the next Jurassic World movie. Phil Mickelson and Tiger Woods just launched some this morning. Where you get to go play a round of golf with Phil Mickelson or get a putting lesson from Tiger and take home their custom golf carts from their match they have coming up here in a couple of weeks. So cool prizes like that. There's some where you can pitch your ride.
Yeah, there's like a watch party with a cast of the Avengers that was pretty cool. I mean, there's some ridiculous stuff on there.
Yeah, you can pitch business ideas to people from Goldman Sachs or Walmart or there's events like that. Drake has something where you get to fly in his private jet and go party with Drake, I think, in South Beach for 3 days. Or, I mean, there's all kinds of crazy things. There's auction items, which are some of them are going for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So that's beyond the reach of most people. But there's also the sweepstakes prizes where you can enter for as cheap as $10 to win some of these crazy prizes. So it's definitely a great way to expose people to the Fanatics brand from your side, but also once they get to the site, people are buying other stuff as well, which you will get commissions on.
Yeah, it's getting that tracking running, getting on the clock, and if somebody buys product along with their donation, then you end up making some commission on it. So it's definitely worth throwing some stuff out, because there's a lot of these things like the Ultimate Sports Fan package that Michael Rubin put out there that is like anybody that's considered themselves a hardcore sports fan that doesn't put $10 on that is a clown, because I mean it's like going to every major sporting event championship that you could think of, I think, short of like the World Cup final. And so some pretty cool stuff that you can get out for $10. You can't really beat that. So it's worth calling out. There's also some rumblings now about some of the sports starting to open back up. So like Bundesliga, I think, is coming back in a couple of weeks. EPL, I think, is talking about firing up play next month. And NASCAR is firing up on the 17th, I think. So NASCAR is coming right up. And so, I think we're going to start seeing games played in empty arenas or empty venues initially, but at least stuff's back in front of people. The people will have stuff to watch on TV. So I think as leagues come back, I think it's definitely going to be worth hitting your audiences. And I know we're playing in kind of a weird place. And honestly, the first week this whole thing came down, we weren't sure how we wanted to pitch stuff to people, because it's like, you don't know what people's situation is. You don't know whether they're going to be in the mood to be thinking about sports or if they're going to be shopping for things. But once we got through the first week, when everybody was trying to figure out, COVID-19 lockdown life, once we got through the first week, people started buying stuff in some pretty crazy pace. So if you're not getting in on stuff right now, you should be, because you're missing out on sales. People are shopping like crazy. Any other questions? Either chatted in or asked. I can fire up your voice, pipe in.
So it takes a little while to get the API approval. Is that from
Yeah, I mentioned that a little bit earlier. The biggest thing there is when you go and get the approval request in, just make sure you hit me with an email so I can ping the guys at Impact and have them expedite, because otherwise it could take a little while. So
Okay.
just make sure you hit me up with whatever email address you used to apply, and then we'll follow up with our team at Impact to get that through. Because
So do we have to apply through Impact as well
yeah,
for the
so I'll
API?
send you a link to do
Okay.
that. So you'd have to, it's like developers.impact.com, but I'll send that to you.
We've already
And
got that, Steve.
Okay.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, no worries. No, good. It's a totally valid question. It's a new step. I mean, in the previous program, we didn't have to request that, but um, there should be some cool stuff you can do with it.
Thank you.
Alrighty, if there's no other questions, we can wrap things up. Because nobody's asked Joe a barbecue or bacon question yet. Missing out on an opportunity.
I got answers.
All right. So if nothing else, we'll go ahead and call that good. What I'll do, I recorded it, so I'll go ahead and I'll post this back on the Facebook group here probably Monday, and we'll try to break out some of the demos for some tutorials. I'll be posting some other tutorials up on the blog, like we posted previously, that are kind of step-by-step with some images and instructions, and I'll try to get those up over the weekend as well, so people can have something to help with the most commonly used features. And we'll call it good. But the plan right now is to shut down Share a Sale for Fanatics, Lids, Fans Edge, and the League stores on Friday next week. So make sure you got your links all switched over. If you're new to the platform, great. You don't have to worry about it. But if you're an existing Share a Sale affiliate, you'll want to get up on things. Oh, one more thing I wanted to mention I should do before we get off. If you're somebody that is has a forum, discussion board, blog, if you're a content generator, let me see if I can fire back the screen share again and talk StatTag. And okay, so if Impact has a tool that is kind of cool and I think worth looking at called the StatTag. And if you've used tools like VigLink or SkimLinks before, I think it's something that's very similar. And so you can essentially set it up so that if you post direct links on your site back to Fanatics, that those get converted into affiliate links. So where you would find that, up here in Ads, Add Tools. And up here, you'll see StatTag. You'll have to flip the little switch here to enable it. But essentially, it's a JavaScript you put on your site. And the first thing it will do is it can convert links to any of the programs that you're working with in Impact into affiliate links. So you just have to post the direct cleaned up link that I showed you earlier. And if you have this in place, it'll convert that into an affiliate link. There's some advanced stuff it can do as well in terms of gathering some additional data. Click on the question mark up there. There's a link that shows you some additional stuff that if you've got programmers, you can set it up to harvest a little bit of additional information worth looking at. They do have the browser extension. Like I said, I don't totally recommend that right now, just because it gives you kind of a long, ugly link. But if you're not sharing directly out to social media, this can be a good tool as well. Get it down here, download for Chrome. And it actually does work pretty well. All you have to do, I've got it installed up here. And let's say I wanted to find a product here. There's this Jordan Bulls jersey. The little check mark on there says confirms I'm joined to the program. Click on that. And once it loads up, it's going to give me the opportunity to pick up a link. So I can generate a tracking link. If I want to add sub IDs and all that stuff, I can do that here as well. And gives me the link to use here that I can then share out. So that's the Chrome add-on. Like I said, I'm working on them to get the Vanity Link feature added in there. Once I get that in there, I think that's going to be the guys that are used to using the bookmarklet and Share a Sale will love that one. But that's what we got for today. So if anybody else has any questions, go ahead and pipe in now, or we'll call it good. All right. Thanks everybody for coming.
Thanks, Wade.